So it's garbage day. So that means that I have all the trucks behind me. Time is at a premium, and I gotta do what I gotta do. Do you ever notice how often I curse about car noise in my videos? Do ya? Am I the only one who is triggered by this constant disruption, invasion, violation? Huh? Based on what I've seen on the Twitter, I knew that I'm not the only one. Side note, if you're not following me on Twitter, what are you doing with your life? Hit it! Remember back in the day when there wasn't trucks behind my head? Not yesterday, fool. I'm talking about early 2000s, when the in thing was to sink thousands of dollars into a sound system that would take up all the trunk space in your 1997 Honda Civic. People could hear you at least 10 minutes before you turned the corner to the frowning faces of your neighbors. The bass would be rattling the frame of your car that is only barely staying together with the help of a few paper clips and some chewing gum. I mean, your speakers were worth more than your car. Now the trend that has been torturing me all COVID summer long are these aftermarket exhaust pipes that are not only obscenely loud, but sound like they are backfiring. Literally, on purpose. As if the loud exhausts aren't bad enough. I don't understand why anyone would want their car to sound as though it's breaking down, or that you don't know how to drive stick. Really? I mean, who announces their incompetence? Tell me. Who amplifies something that sounds like explosive flatulence? I'm just glad I'm not doing your laundry. What exactly are you trying to achieve here? An obnoxious demonstration of the Doppler effect? We're all deaf at this point. How many chicks did you pull during this stunt? Tell me. Methinks the only thing you'll be attracting is a police car and a ticket. Let's be real. While this is what the younger men seem to be up to of late, their middle-aged counterparts seem to be up to something equally as annoying. There seems to be a strange increase of older men investing in the two-wheeled rumbling vibrator on wheels I refer to as the Harley. I'm no supermodel, folks. I'm barely a role model or a model citizen. But most of these men might want to trade in these wheels for something that might improve their health and well-being and spare my sanity. Because most of these gents look like they haven't seen their manhood since the 80s. Based on my research on Twitter, there was a summer campaign to combat this invasion of noise headed by the Peel Regional Police called Project Noisemaker. And I don't know how many times I tried to encourage these folks to come to my neighborhood. And every time I did on the Twitter, other people joined in the complaining from various parts of Mississauga. But alas, it seems as though this initiative was short-lived, since I haven't seen them post an update on this project since July 24th. Nothing's changed. In fact, it's much worse. Another thing that hasn't changed from back in the day is the need for people to meet up at parking lots to hang out. The other week, something like 100 cars posted up at retail parking lots in Ancaster to hang out on this very same weekend that the province mandated that outdoor gatherings be reduced to 25 people with social distancing. In my last video, I questioned what people were choosing to do as their calculated risk during these COVID times. Again, is this really worth the risk? Now, car rallies are nothing new, but I have a feeling that there's a bunch of newbies at these events who wouldn't otherwise partake if it weren't for the limitations of these COVID times. Hobbies such as running, for example. Wasaga Beach, a popular summer fun spot just north of Toronto, had an unsanctioned rally in spite of the current COVID rules for outdoor gatherings and in spite of what happened in Ancaster the previous week. We're not very bright, are we? Do you really think you're slick enough to outrun the law, homie? Not in that shitmobile. Vin Diesel, you are not. And moreover, come close. Come. It's just a movie. Dummy. The fact that your chosen pastime is to sit in a small town Timmy's parking lot with a bunch of strangers tells me that you're not the genius you think you are, and you're surely not the one to concoct a plan to hoodwink anyone, especially the police. Who, by the way, are probably creeping your online activities just as hard as you're creeping that hot chick from work. And by the way, she also knows what you're up to and is reporting you to HR as you watch this video, Mr. Diesel. OPP, Ontario Provincial Police, not to be mistaken with, in conjunction with other regional police forces, blocked entry to the beach town, turning away anyone who couldn't prove that they were a local. And still, it was complete chaos. The mayor of Wasaga was beside herself as all the parking lots were full of Fast and Furious wannabes. More like farce and foolishness. Some of these fools actually came with cash money on them because they were expecting to be charged. That's what we're working with, people. I just spit. The only thing that would have made this situation sweeter is if more cars were seized and that gas prices were at an all-time high. Waste of time, waste of gas, waste of wheels, waste of chromosomes. Now, this activity seems to be very hetero male dominated. I mean, looking at cars is cool and all, and I guess some chicks dig it, but noisemakers? That I don't get. I still don't get the payoff. And who are you trying to impress? Other men? Is this an amplified pissing contest? Because I don't know any female who enjoys having her conversation interrupted by the loud exhaust of a custom purple Subaru. Not one. He sounds hot. It's more like... Sorry, girl, I couldn't hear you over the size of that guy's penis. I have faith in humanity. We are very creative, and we can find better and safer ways to spend our time while we make our way through these COVID times. But what I'm finding is that there are groups of adults reverting back to adolescence, looking for ways to push the rules, as though they're telling the community, their province, their country, the world. La 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 la. I can't hear you. You're not the boss of me. This simply is not the case. This pandemic is costing all of us, but it isn't anything that we can't handle if we just grow up, grow some skin, and think about someone other than yourself. You know, like an adult? Because I would hate that the only way for people to understand is to have COVID take you over its knee and give your immune system a severe spanking. Or even worse, give you a grounding. Adulting's hard, kids, but you can do it. Stay safe. Shut up! Toodles! One more time. Ooh. Da, 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 da. All the trunk space in your 1997 Honda. Upstairs is drilling. I have no idea why. Why? So stupid. Literally. Who amplifies something that sounds like it's... I'm no supermodel. I am barely a role model or based on my research on Twitter. And if you're not... The mayor of Wasaga was beside herself as all the parking lots were full... more like farce. The only thing that would make this situation sweeter is for more... waste of time, waste of gas. Listen to that bullshit behind me. You're not the boss of me.